Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Ed Mariziak here from East Toronto Living. And I'm the man in the chair. And in this video, hey, we're going to be talking about an article from blog.to, and it's titled Toronto's Hottest Month of Home Sales in Years is Actually Not Quite What It Seems. Well, again, this one, this is actually very exciting. They have to have a slight negative angle to it to sell. But hey, anyway, there's some good news in here, and I want to share it with you. So if you want to hear more about what's going on in the real estate market and from this article, stay tuned. Hey friends, before we continue, if you can all do me a really big favor, if you can like, subscribe, if you haven't already, share, and leave comments on the video, I'd be grateful, because it helps the channel grow, and it also just creates engagement, and I get good ideas from comments. I like to address them. It just keeps the flow flowing. And also, hey, if you got any questions about real estate, you want to check out some of the properties that we've been featuring in the past. Some of them are still for sale. Many of them are getting sold now, finally. You want to get out and look at some properties or any other properties in the area, here's my contact information. And if if you're from out of town, we can have a Zoom meeting. We can talk about your situation, and you can see how I can help you. Okay, so this article is once again from one of my favorite news sources, and this reporting is from blog.to, and it's titled Toronto's Hottest Month of Home Sales in Years is Actually Not Quite What It Seems. Okay, well, before we dive into the article, what this is basing a lot of its content on is that the Toronto Real Estate Board came out with our numbers, and I'm going to share those with you. But let's dive into the article, because this article covers quite a lot of what the Toronto Real Estate Board has finally started to. For the last 6 months, even a year, we've been experiencing very slow movement in the market, and real estate prices have been dropping, mainly as a result of a very slow condominium market. Condos have dropped in price, quite a lot, and they haven't been selling like they have been, say, 3 years ago. But that's all starting to change now, because the Toronto Real Estate Board has just posted these new numbers on Wednesday. And it reports that TREB, Toronto Regional Real Estate Board, has an increase in sales by 10.9%. So basically 11% more sales than last year at this time. And last year was pretty slow. So what Treb's posted here was that we've seen 6,100 properties in the Toronto Real Estate Board have sold, and a year-over-year increase in sales by almost 11%. Also, property values have actually dropped, but only slightly by the exact math. Well, here, let's just check out TREB here, and I've got the exact numbers here. TREB's reported that Toronto real estate, the average selling price is down from last year 5.5%, which was the same as last month, by the way. So we really haven't seen much month-over-month drop in price. But the average selling price for a property is $1,051,719. So, but that was the same as last month, as I said, and that fell 5.4% year over year from July of last year. So essentially, and what's basically driving these drops is the condo market, because freehold homes, semis, detached homes, they're holding their own. They're holding their value in Toronto. Yes, they are taking longer to sell, but property values have not dropped immensely. And what we're seeing now, we're seeing a lot more buyers are finally just getting tired of sitting on the fence and they're just throwing up this, okay, let's just go out and let's, I use the analogy a lot, that they're, couples are getting tired of living in their parents' basement and they're saying, okay, let's just get out and buy something. And that's exactly what's happened. And now we're finally starting to see some movement. But there's also another interesting piece of reporting here that I want to share. So the other exciting news is this, and I'm going to read this direct. I said, this is also the first time since last November that sales have outpaced the number of new listings. So that's very exciting, because now all the properties that have been sitting are now starting to get sold. Plus, we're not getting new listings getting stacked upon stacked upon each other, and we're having this big bank of properties sitting. Stuff is moving, and it's starting to move. And like I said, for months, this is still a very good time to buy. And if you're a seller, there's hope for you, because stuff is starting to move. And definitely, if you have a semi or a detached, you're going to have a better chance now. The fall is going to be a rocket market. Mark my words, everyone. So things are looking up in a big way here, and it's only getting better. I mean, we still have a lot of negative news coming from the Middle East. And of course, our friends down south are still causing problems. But overall, I think Canada is mitigating the situation in the best way possible, and it does seem that it is going pretty well for all things considered. It's not great, but I think overall we're gonna get through all this, and I think. If you're in the market to buy, you're still in the driver's seat, and as far in terms of selling, you're still doing okay. I mean, all things considered, it wasn't what it was in 2022 or 2021 when there was when everything just went berserkers for selling but I think you're still gonna do okay now, and I think we're gonna have a very strong fall market, and we're already in August here. So my feeling is I'm very optimistic, and if you have any more questions, contact me here, and I'd love to sit down, talk to you, have a coffee, and we can book a Zoom meeting, or we can definitely talk more about your real estate needs. And all that said, too, if you like this content, if it's useful for you, don't forget, like, subscribe, share, leave comments. And it helps the channel grow. And I'm getting some negative comments. Because obviously a lot of people are very frustrated with the market, and I get that. But negative comments. I'm not encouraging you to give me negative comments, but amazingly, they actually do help the YouTube algorithm move quite a lot, oddly enough. But yeah, let's have a discussion. I like having discussions, and comments are a good way to do that. So, and don't forget, every Thursday at 5 o'clock, I put out new content. And hey, that's it, ladies and gentlemen, folks, friends, everybody, and have a great week. I'm sorry I posted this a little late, because we're still kind of getting back from holidays and getting everything organized. And anyway, enough about my problems. Have a great week. We'll talk. We'll see you next week. Bye for now.